Hi guys, and welcome to Finish It Friday, episode 91. Now we're going to see my phone and my mini cams is kind of acting up this morning. So we'll see if it keeps working. Okay, I'm keeping an eye on my computer just to make sure. All right, so here's where we left off on Wednesday. We have our base card. We have our two rectangular, almost square pieces of cardstock that are 2 1/2 by 2 1/4, and then we have our 1 1/4 by 2 3/4 DSP. I'm going to be using the set Simply Zinnia, and I'm just going to be using for now this little piece here that is just a little bit of like a background look. All right, so since we're using Daffodil Delight, I'm going to grab my Daffodil Delight. Let's go ahead and we're just going to put a little bit of a background on this card. Now this is tone on tone, so it's not going to be really dark. And I'm not sure if my Daffodil Delight is really inked up well. I think I'm going to do a major project this weekend and re-ink, go through all my stamp pads. I don't have to re-ink them very often, but I'm thinking since I've moved them in my craft room where they sit and they're more out in the open versus being inside of a cubby, I'm thinking I might have to maybe re-ink them. All right, so I'm just creating this little tone on tone look, not very dark. You could also use a Versamark if you don't have this specific color. All right, so let's go ahead and we'll hold that up for just a second so you can see just a very light tone on tone look. Okay, then we're going to take our two strips. Now I'm going to butt them up side by side, and I'm going to figure out which of these I'm going to layer over the top of them. I think that looks pretty good. I'm thinking if I use this one, that it's just kind of, yeah, it's just going to kind of blend in. So I'm going to go ahead and use this one. Let me get out my Stampin' Seal. I'm going to make sure these are together. And I'm going to lay this, ooh, bent my cardstock. I'm just going to lay this right over the top till I see, hovering it till I get the outside I want. And there you are. So then I'm using that as my layer base. Let's go ahead. I'm going to stamp on this now. I want to kind of make sure that it looks okay before I tie it down. So I'm going to use more from Simply Zinnia. And oh, I shouldn't have done that soon. Oh, you know what? No, this one's going to go on here. Sorry. I was like, what am I doing? All right, so I'm going to go on here. Again, I'm not going to do complete tone on tone, but I think I am going to do the Petunia Pop. And I'm only going to use this size of a block because I'm really not going to, let me get this to protect my stamping surface, because I'm only going to stamp the flower parts on this. So I don't need a full block. So let's go down like that. Oh my gosh, that's pretty. So Petunia Pop on Fresh Freesia, I believe this is. I'm pretty sure that's Fresh Freesia. Let me grab my to make sure. Yeah, Fresh Freesia. All right. Sometimes those purples, oh, I'll put it back later. Sometimes those purples, the Highland Heather and the Fresh Freesia, kind of throw me off a little bit. So just wanted to make sure I'm not telling you wrong. All right. And then over here on this one, I think I am going to do, I want a little bit of a tone on tone action, but I want it to be light because I'm going to be stamping words over it. So let's get let's get Granny Apple Green and we'll stamp off once. How about that? I'm hoping that's going to look okay. Let's see what it looks like when we stamp off. Yeah, I think we'll be okay. Okay, so that looks good. So that's Granny Apple Green, second generation. And then with this long greeting here, sending flowers and thinking of you, I cut mine in half. So I cut it so the thinking of you is all by itself, but you can see I cut it at an angle so that if I want to put it as one, I can. I know how it lines up. But I like having it this way so I can split up the words. So let's put the thinking of you on that one. Let's do the sending flowers. All right, and for this, I think I will go ahead, and use my memento. So I'm going to go right across that center. And then I'll do the thinking of you down here in the corner. All right, so put that back away. We have a lot of blocks we have to clean off. Got to do that before I get to work. All right, so here is our two pieces. Here's this. Let's go ahead, and I think I'm just going to, excuse me, I think I'm just going to go ahead and angle it off on the side. If you wanted to use ribbon, you could, of course. Be careful when you're putting it on here because sometimes your tape will catch on that little edge, that line between the two. Oh, that didn't go very well, did it? Let me try that again. I usually go around the edges. Guess I need to do that here too. Make sure that I have the adhesive underneath there. Now let's try this. So I'm hovering. Now I'm going to push down. All right, and then let's see, what do I want? I think I'm going to use these today. Let me pull them out. Glossy Dots Assortment, just because they're about the same color range and they're really glossy. So let me go ahead, grab my Take Your Pick tool. Let me use this little tiny one down here. Another tiny one. Right there. And right in the middle. What do we want right in the middle? Because we have to have our third. Because you know I do everything in threes. There. All right. I think that's okay. Put that back up in there. All right. Excuse me. Yeah, it's because I probably went in this week, you know, and I was around all those other people in the infusion center, so probably I'm not catching a cold, but I just feel like my sinuses are really draining. So anyway, there we go. There's that, using those two strips as a layering. Let me show you the other cards I made Wednesday afternoon after I got back from my appointment, where I was feeling a little more creative. So here's the first one. So what I did here, my strips are here and then tucked underneath here. Use those dots and then use the ephemera pack, and actually remember to use ribbon, because I buy ribbon and I don't use it. I need to start challenging myself more on using more ribbon. So there's that one. And then here's this one where I used the two across that way. I ran this through the eyelet embossing folder. Can you see that? and use a little of the ephemera pack, and then of course let that Thoughtful Journey DSP steal the show. All right, guys, remember, I'm challenging you. Create your card. Go to my Facebook group, which is the Roxy's Watch It Finish It group. Upload your card under this heading in the comments. And if you want to choose one of these to be sent to you along with some retired embellishments, send me your name and mailing address to my Comcast address. So upload your card first, then send me that, and then I will send you your choice. Remember, make it in 1, 2, and 3. More than likely, you'll be the first person to upload, and you'll get your first choice, because I'm not getting a response on my Facebook group. I know some people aren't on Facebook. So if you have a suggestion where you could upload otherwise, let me know. I have Instagram, but I'm not big on it. I have Pinterest, but I'm not big on it. So just let me know. But for now, upload this to that Facebook group. All right, guys. Thanks a lot. Have a great Friday. Give me a thumbs up. Share this video on your social media. Most of all, have a great day. Thanks, guys. Bye for now.